Hi, this is Aaron Dubinsky coming to you today from the Chut Shel Chesed Yeshiva Beit Knesset in the holy city of Yerushalayim in the beautiful state of Israel. Welcome. And you go through most things in life, you want to know pretty much how you're doing. You want to take a measure. You want to get an idea. How close am I? How far am I? What do I need to do different? What do I need to do better? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of? The questions are innumerable. And we look at them and we think to ourselves, how can I possibly ever know where I am? Well, I'm going to tell you something. It's something very important to do. If you were playing football, not like in Israel or in Europe, I mean like in America, American football, you have the gridiron. You have 100 yards from one end to the other end, and it's marked off yard by yard by yard by yard, 5 yards, an extra big line, yard by yard by yard by yard. 5 yards, extra big line. So you always know where you are. Not only do you know from that, but they tell you. The referee yells out, first down, 10 yards. You know, it's your first down. You got 3 more after that, and you've got 10 yards to go. You know where you need to go. You know how much time you've got to get there. It's simple. Wouldn't it be great if life was like that? Well, in many ways it is. We just don't always see what it is. We see things and think of them as insignificant or unimportant, and when in fact, they're the things that let us know how we doing, how close are we to where we need to be. I'll tell you a story of 2 people that I've been dealing with over the last couple of weeks. One guy is a very successful businessman. And about 10 years ago, he came to America from an undisclosed country, and he bought some real estate. He bought a nice home, a very expensive home. He bought it right at the tippy top of the market, just before the market crashed. Boom. Bad luck. But he held on to it. He was patient. He held on to it for 10 years. And one would think that would correct the problem. And in many cases, it would. But unfortunately, not in his case. He is right now in a position where his business desperately needs an inflow of money. And he was counting on getting it from that house because he bought it for cash. Unfortunately, the house is substantially below where he bought it. And he doesn't want to lower the price to take less money for it because he needs every penny. I mean, you can understand his predicament. And so can I. But he doesn't know why he's there. And that's what's going to keep him there for right now. Because if I were to tell him what it was, he would laugh at me or scream at me. But in any case, it would not be a pleasant experience and not a pleasant exchange. Because I would tell him, you need to start doing it Bodadut. And he'd look at me like, what, are you crazy? I need money. I don't need to do prayers. But you need to do it Bodadut. No, I need money. I need for God to give me something. I said, have you asked him? Well, all the time. I tell him I need money. That's it? Yeah, well, that's it. I want to be right to the point. I want to be simple. I want it to be very simple. He understands what I need. Okay, let me ask you. Do you really seriously believe the creator of the universe does not know what you need? Of course he does. He wants something from you. What does he want from you? Well, he wants, you tell him what you need. But what you need is not necessarily money. What you need is liquidity. Maybe from something in your business, maybe from your house, maybe from other assets, maybe from an influx from a relative you didn't even know you had. There's a million ways that wealth can flow to you. And Hashem can control every single one of them. You just have to know how to ask. You do hit Buddha do. We're going to go over this again. I know I go over this regularly, but we're going to do it again. You need to remember, where does everything come from? Everything comes from the creator of the universe. Everything that is, was, or ever will be comes from the creator of the universe. First law by Rambam. And does it all have a purpose? Of course it does. Why would he waste his time doing something that has no purpose? So now we can agree on these two. They're pretty easy. There's the last one where we have a little trouble, where we say, and everything, no matter how it appears at the moment, is for our ultimate good. Now, we talked about my situation a few weeks ago, but just to refresh your memory, I lost everything in America. I lost my business. I lost my home. I lost my car. My car wouldn't even go. It just stopped. One day it just stopped. That was it. And they wanted like $1,000 to fix it. Well, with no home and no money, how is that about to happen? Okay? So, that got left behind. Do you think I sat there at that moment and said, oh, Hashem, thank you. Thank you, Tati, that you made me broke, penniless, as there was seemingly no prospects whatsoever. I could say that. And if you believe it, you have a tremendous amount of gullibility, because I didn't think that. But I said it because I was told to say it without knowing any better. And I did my best to believe it. And then one night, I'm doing it Bodardu, and I said, I don't know what I did, Tati, but whatever it is, I'll undo it. Tell me what it is. I'll do whatever you want. I'll do what you want. I'll stop doing what you want me to stop doing. Whatever it is, I'll do it. Just make this pain go away. And if you recall, not more than a month before that, Rav Brody, my Rav, told me I needed to come to Israel. And I needed to come before it got too painful. So I put them all together and I came to Israel. Best thing I ever did in my life. Happier now than I have ever been. Happier than I thought I could ever be. After the fact. But you have to go before the fact to ask for that. Tell Hashem all you appreciate about what He's done. You tell Hashem everything you've done that was wrong, that you want to make better again, that you'll do with His help, because you know you can't do it by yourself. How do you know that? Because Torah tells you that. It tells you you cannot beat the Yetzer Hara alone. You can beat the Yetzer Hara, but not alone. You need Hashem's help. So you have to ask for that help. Is that too much to ask you to do, to ask for the help from Hashem? I don't think it is. He asks you to ask for the help. He asks you to be grateful for what you already have. He asks you to own up the mistakes you've made. It'd be great if we could just walk around all the time with a recorder and go, okay, I just did something wrong, and I'm going to have to make teshuva for that. Okay, I did another thing wrong, I did teshuva for that. And you do this all day, and at the end of the day, you go home and do that. And that is what we try to do. Unfortunately, that technique I described is almost impossible, almost impossible for most of us. It's just too time-consuming. We can't do it. It's impractical. We have way too much to do. But it is what we ideally should be doing. And the last thing is, you ask for what you need. You ask for Hashem's help. You ask for the result, not the means for the result. He's got more means than you can even imagine. And using His means, you're more likely to get to where you need to be than by using the little brain He gave you, which is just a piece, a small fraction of Him. Okay? So, having said all that, I want to talk to you about another guy. I've known this guy by phone for about 3 months. I talked to him 3 months ago, and he says to me, Rabbi, I have a problem. I'm going to be sleeping on the street very soon. I've got no place to live. That's a problem. He says, yes, not only that, I have no money. I said, well, that doesn't make anything any easier, does it? He said, no, not only that, but I don't have a job. And I have no prospects for a job at this moment. So we talked, and you know what I told him? I told him what I just told you. Exactly what I just told you. So he took it very seriously. Some people actually do that. A lot of people ask for advice, but they don't really want advice. What they want is they want you to say, oh, you're so right. Life is too tough on you. Well, Hashem is too hard on you. They want validation. They don't want an advice. But I gave him the advice, and he took it. He took it very seriously, and he took it to heart. And he started doing the Hibbota. Well, by the end of the week, he was living on Miami Beach. Now, I don't know if any of you know Miami area, but the beach is one of the more exclusive places. It's one of the more expensive places. And he was living in a pretty good area in Middle Beach. And he had a prospect for a job. About a week or two later, we talk again. He got the job. Money was starting to come in. He was starting to give a chumash. He was trying to give a fifth of everything he earned, 20% of everything he earned to tzedakah, to charity. Why? Oh, friends, what says more that you trust in Hashem, that you're giving money that you don't even hardly have yet, and 3 weeks ago you had none of. But he did it. And I'm talking to him yesterday, and he's moved. He's no longer on Miami Beach. He's on Brickell Avenue. Now, again, if you know Miami, you'll know that Brickell is a very exclusive place. I said, you found a little ramshackle place down there? He said, no. I found a penthouse. Me and two friends are taking over a penthouse. I said, how can you afford it? He says, well, because I have money now. I have some money put aside. I've been making tzedakah, and the more I give, the more I get back. Can you believe this so far? And I went to apply for a job, and I'm talking to the man, and the guy looks at me and he says, you know what? More than what I need for somebody to work for me is I need a partner. Would you consider being my partner? And I told him, I have no money. I have nothing I can put into it except for my hard work and sweat. He said, that's good. That'll be fine. Now, this is 3 months period. Now, let me ask you, I've given you 2 stories. Does each one give you a maybe anticipated result of what is going to happen to the individual? I know what a lot of you are thinking. I know a lot of people who are terrific people. They pray all the time. They give tzedakah all the time. And they're loving people. And they're lovely. And they're having health problems. They're having marital problems. They're having this problem. They're having that problem. All right. That's entirely possible. But do you know what's in their heart when they're davening? Do you know what's in their heart when they're doing hitbodedut? Do you know if they're trying to cover all the bases or just get through the process? See, you don't know that. Only they know that. And sometimes even they don't know that. They think they are. They're asking, please, Hashem, heal me. Please, Hashem, bring my wife back. Please bring my children back to the derech. They're making their desires clear. And I'll tell you again, Hashem knows your desires. He doesn't need you to tell them to him. What he needs from you is to tell him how much you appreciate everything you have, even if you're going through these problems right now. You need to tell him what are the things that you've been doing wrong that you're going to work on with his help, because you can't do it alone, because you can't beat the Yetzer Hara alone. You need Hashem's help. That's why you have to do this. And then you say to him, I'm happy, Tati. I'm happy with whatever you give me. And I know I don't sound like it, and I'm doing my best. And if I don't, please forgive me. Please excuse me, because I'm doing the best I can. So I want you to hear what I have to say, Tati, and make sure that you do what I need to have done in order to be the kind of person you want me to be. Because if I'm the kind of person that you want me to be, I'll know where I am. I'll know what I have to take care of. I'll know what I have to do. I'll know where I am and how am I doing. And I will help to bring about the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu and the coming of the third Beit HaMikdash. B'mheira b'yameinu. Have a great week, my friends. Be well. And hey, you keep that smile on your face. It looks good on you. You be well. All the best. God bless.